for us to know, because what you don't know is greater than you and can destroy you. But when you know, knowledge is a very powerful tool. Truth is a very significant weapon in the spiritual world. Atomic weapon and all other weapons lack the capacity, lack the efficacy, lack everything. But you see, truth is the most powerful weapon. So, when you hear these things, you assimilate them and strive to practice them. Practicing them means abstaining from being involved in the bandwagon of things that are being celebrated in this world, because they are not orchestrated to work in your interest. Rather, they are mainly orchestrated to work against you. That is the medium through which they steal your blessings. When you join them to celebrate these things, that is every blessings that supposed to radiate based on the fact that, because when people congregate, when people come together to celebrate, that drags down God's energy, which of course is made manifest by way of blessing. But when it has to do with things that mainly were orchestrated purposely to work against you, so that by you dabbling into them, it gives them an ample opportunity for them to evacuate their spiritual resources and leaving you empty. So, is it not better that you begin to jettison some of those celebrations? I have enumerated them. There are many of them. The prominent ones are Valentine, Christmas, Easter, and all of those. These are the things pagan world orchestrated. Like I said, Valentine, Reverend Valentine of the Catholic Church in the 15th century invented Valentine and called it a day love can be celebrated. No way. There is no day love should be celebrated. Love is only celebrated every moment. You see ant, you celebrate love with ant. You see any insect, any creature, animate or inanimate, you love them because they all emanate from the universe. You know, God himself. So, if you love God, if you love the Father, Lido Lumbo Lumbo Bu, the champion spirit, the spirit that created all other spirits, the spirit that controls all other spirits. If you love him, you must love other things he created. Even your enemy, yes, you must love your enemy. It is scriptural. You must love them. You must pray for them. The only way love is demonstrable. Love is demonstrable. The only way you can demonstrate love, if you don't have anything to share, if you have, and someone is in need, you share with such a person. If you do not have, when you are going to God in prayers, you commit your enemies into prayers that God should salvage them from that pond of evil activities, because they are in prison. They are possessed by evil spirit that uses them to manifest those ungodly characteristics and evil tendencies. So when somebody is in prison, such a person requires another person to come and solicit for his bail, either a lawyer or an influential person in society will come and solicit for a bail and sign your bail bond for your release to be accomplished. So that is how it is in the spiritual world. You who knows that you have an enemy, you know that enemy is a thing of evil spirit, meaning that that enemy, that man who hates you so unreconcilably, is being dominated by an evil spirit. So the only way you should show love to such a person is when you are praying or fasting. Remember them in your prayer, pray for them, and ask God to remove that spirit from them. And then when that spirit, by virtue of your prayer, is removed from them, it is the spirit that is the enemy, not the human being you're seeing, not the soul. It's the spirit possessing such a soul and the body that is the enemy. So when the prayer is made and that person is released from that imprisonment, from that satanic entanglement, then the spirit leaves and you get back to your brother. Either as a friend, as a brother, as a relative. Eventually, is it not written that the wrestle that we wrestle, the battle we make is not with flesh and blood, but with principalities and powers of darkness. Principalities and powers of darkness have put their spirit upon the inhabitants of the earth, and they use us against ourselves to cultivate enmity, cultivate hatred unnecessarily, just to make sure that the world is not saved from chaos, carnage. They want to ensure that carnage and chaos, hatred and evil remains insurmountable. That is why they put that spirit upon us to hate ourselves. So at this juncture, what is expected of us is to always pray and fast for our brothers and sisters who, for one reason or the other, or one way or the other, we may have seen them to cultivate such an attitude that seems hatred against us. That person you are seeing is not responsible for that action. There is a spirit in him or her that had deliberately possessed him or her to start working against you. The only battle that is very significant in eliminating the power or destroying the power of that spirit with which such a person uses to fight against you is when you pray for them. That's why he said, when you pray for your enemy, you are heaping coal of fire on them. So I don't know where the word is coming, I don't know from where the word is coming with this excitement of a particular day where they believe that God, love can only be celebrated. There is no day love is expected to be celebrated, but love is supposed to be celebrated at every given time, every moment of their life. Anybody you see, whether it's your brother or sister, whether it's your enemy, whoever, anybody you see on the street, anybody you see anywhere you see, love people with your heart, just like you love God. Love everybody, because we all exist in the image and likeness of God. So I know as early as this Sunday morning, people now will begin to get ready. We begin to make vigorous preparation for the euphoria of today, to say they want to celebrate love. There is nothing like that. You are just pleasing the world. You are being in the bandwagon of the satanic celebrations of the world, and as such, except we are a ritualist, you are a blood donor. That is the only way you can succeed, you can prevail. But peradventure, you are not into some of these satanic things, and you join them in the celebration of their doctrines, their activities, then take it that the only benefit you got is that momentary excitement, momentary euphoria, momentary jubilation and happiness in the name of love. But the celebration and the power that emanates from it, will not affect you in any way. Because in the first place, you are not, to some of us who know ourselves, not to be of the world. It is for your sake they establish these things, for you to be in them. When you are in them, they evacuate their blessing. I will continue to say these things. I will never relent as long as there is this life and I have resources to continue to present these hidden truths, I will not hesitate to do them, because it is what God wants us to know. The pagan world deliberately orchestrated a situation where they will be hidden from you, and now brought a replacement. When you are ignorant of what is of God to be celebrated, which is required to be celebrated, and you are ignorant of it, then all of this is the created alternative, the proper alternative for you to be happy, for you to indulge in, for you to celebrate, and at the end of the day, it tantamount evacuation of your blessing and spiritual resources. So, we are hereby admonished once again to completely abstain from some of these things, these pagan invented celebrations, which does not lead us anywhere. After our celebration today, tomorrow you continue to borrow. Some will go and pay for hotel, will spend money. At the end of the day, everything you do in the name of God, you see blessing. Blessing one way or the other must, trickle in to your benefit. But when it happened to be eventually things of Satan, then you are in the enemy territory. And when you are in the enemy territory, you know the consequences. The consequences is very obvious. It is spiritual theft will be perpetrated against you. Your resources will be evacuated and given to those who are original practitioners, those who belong to that kingdom. Those are the people who benefit, who are beneficiaries of the aftermath of what they are celebrating today, when you finish celebrating them. All the money you spend, all of them, you see, all the money that will be spent today will go to nightclub owners, satanic people. All the hotel that will be fully booked today will go to hotel owners, most of whom are satanic. All the money that we spend in, jubilating and doing all sorts of things, that is the way, the little money you contribute in financing the excitement of today, that is how they've taken from you. The magnitude that is taken from you from the spiritual is being represented by the little you spent in the physical to contribute to satanic celebration. Valentine is not from God. It is from Reverend Valentine. And Catholic Church, in the time past, history recorded of all the diabolical and fetish activities that they brought to bear. Wickedness and evil, successive popes and their followers and as reverend priests and all that brought to bear is still prevalent up to now. What they have done was those ones that are, condemnable by man's reckoning because of what man can see. Now, they pretentiously decided to appear to have jettisoned them, but they are still, practiced secretly in their secret chambers and their secret rooms. But in the physical, they make it look an atmosphere of God. That is what Catholic is all about. It was the first church, which the then Christians, the early Christians rather, established, like Peter, James, Paul, and all of them. These are churches that later they came together as one indivisible entity. And in the days of Constantine, Emperor Constantine was used to manipulate that satanic invasion into the Church of God, where Satan sits on the throne in flesh and blood as Pope, not one Pope, successive Pope. You see, just like the throne of the Father, is called Olumba Olumba Obu, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. That is the title of his throne, the name and title of his throne. Whoever sits there is God. Just like the Ancient of Days has sat and accomplished the establishment of the kingdom. And the Son came as Olumbo Olumbo Obu, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. In due course, the Prince of Heaven will assume that throne as Olumbo Olumbo Obu. That's why his name, as yet, remains Olumbo Olumbo Obu. When he ascends that throne, he is Olumbo Olumbo Obu, the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. That is how it will continue to happen unto eternity. That was what devil counterfeited and established in Rome, which is today called the Catholic Church.